Have you ever wondered where do good ideas come from? Well, if you have wondered what kind of actions, environment, and practices push you towards creative and innovative thinking, today I've got a great book to talk about, which you might want to read right away. Hello, friends. Welcome to another brand new episode of Book Review with Sandeep. There is a saying a reader lives 1,000 lives before he dies. A man who never reads lives only one. Today I'm going to talk about a book that has helped me think about innovation and creativity in a completely new and pragmatic ways. The book is Where Do Good Ideas Come From by Steven Johnson. The book has a beautiful front cover and the back cover with the praises for the book in the shape of a light bulb, which represents the fast of an idea. The book is available in both Amazon and Barnes and Noble at a price of $28 for hardcover and $22 for the paperback. The book is decent in size and that can be carried with yourself while traveling. It has about 250 pages and can be finished in one sitting or two. However, I would suggest you to read a chapter or two at a time to enjoy and get the most out of the book. Talking about the author, Steven Johnson is an American author who finished his master's from Columbia University in English literature. He is the author of 9 books which mostly revolve around science, technology, and a person's approach towards it. He is the author of the best-selling book Everything Bad is Good for You, Wonderland, and The Ghost Map. He is the co-creator of Emmy Award-winning PBS BBC series How We Got to Now and the host of the podcast American Innovation. You can also check his TED Talk and the link is provided below in the information section. This book, Where Do Good Ideas Come From, is an easy to read book with no jargons except when they are needed by the example. For instance, he talks about DNA replication and repair when he talks about the evolution. Other than that, it is a fairly easy to read. The book has 9 chapters including the introduction and conclusion, and in the end, there is a chronology of key innovations from 1400 to 2000 which I found very interesting. Well, in this video, I'll briefly talk about each chapter and give you a feel of what to expect from this book. The first chapter, Reef City Wave, talks about the value of congregation for innovation. He compares the coral reef and a city where it's easy to make a wave of network, where people and species could interact, generate new ideas, and find needs which would have never been possible if they were not interconnected. In the second chapter, he talks about adjacent possible, that is the importance of invention of something that is necessary before something else can be invented. He asks a question, whether the environment is ready for a favorable for the innovation. An example of this is the invention of internet, which paves way for the invention of platforms such as Facebook. Had Mark Zuckerberg tried inventing Facebook at a time when there was no internet, he might have failed. Therefore, what drives innovation is the adjacent possible. The third chapter, he talks about liquid network. In this chapter, Steve talks about the need of ideas to bounce back and forth, the need of ideas to interact like a network and also flow like a liquid. This helps an idea to get better and concrete. He talks about an example in the office setting where creativity is high when people are allowed to interact with one another in their cubicles rather than sitting in separate rooms. In the other chapter, he talks about something called slow hunch. Well, most of us read about the moment of discovery as a flash of light, where the ideas come to the innovator's mind. Quite contrary to that, Steve in this chapter talks about slow hunch. He talks about the time it takes for the idea to mature or even work upon it. He gives several such examples where the ideas have come as a slow hunch in the innovator's mind about 20 years before the actual innovation happened. The second chapter, the chapter after this, is serendipity. This chapter, I call it a second chapter because it's connected with slow hunch. He talks about the special preparation that an innovator needs to do for the serendipitous event to happen. He says that if you allow slow hunches to persist, disperse, circulate, and recombine, they will give new ways for the ideas to connect and innovate, which may look like serendipity, but it is in fact one of the connections made in the brain because of these practices. The other chapter that I liked the most was titled Error. In this chapter, he talks about the place of errors in the process of innovation. He suggests failing faster. There is a saying, errors of the great mind exceed in the numbers of those with the less vigorous one. Therefore, those who try different things, face different things, identify and correct all the errors, they innovate. He gives the examples of error in the DNA replication, which is a necessary evil for the life to evolve. This is a very good chapter where he's given a lot of examples of scientists who've done a lot of errors, and because of that, there are tons of discoveries. The next chapter is titled Acceptation. In evolutions, feathers develop to insulate the body. but it's also helpful for something totally different as flying. The same thing could drive innovation as well. If a device is developed for one purpose, can be used for something else, it's called acceptation. Then and it drives innovation. He's given an example of a incubator which is used to hatch eggs. It was later developed where babies could be incubated when if they are born prematurely. The next chapter he talks about platform. It's a fairly easy to think about idea since we all know our friends, family, they've come up with a creative idea because of the platforms such as YouTube, TikTok, or Facebook. And it is because these platforms innovations have increased in exponential way. Well, in this final concluding chapter, the fourth quadrant, Steve has categorized the innovation into four different categories based on whether individuals have innovated it or a group of people are involved in the innovation, and whether the innovation was driven by a profit motive or a non-profit motive. He shows that based on the kind of industry, different combination of this model favors the innovation process. In sum, this book is a must for anyone who wants to create a conducive environment and a right mindset for creativity and innovation in their own life and for the company. I would give a 5 out of 5 stars for this book. Go get the book and read it right away. You can thank me later. Thank you for now. If you like my video, please hit the like button and please don't forget to hit the bell button to subscribe to my channel if you want me to bring similar videos to you in future. Thank you for your suggestions and comments for my previous video. Please provide your invaluable solutions for this video as well. I'll see you in another video. Till then, goodbye. Stay safe.